Episode 7 of the Deep Dive podcast. This is pretty big. We just had the first rate cut since October of this year. People are going ballistic. Buyers everywhere are excited. But I want to tell you what it truly means, especially if you live in the San Gabriel Valley. What is the actual effects that we're going to see on the local market, whether you're a buyer or a seller? That's what I want to really go over. So just to recap the idea, the Fed cut rates, basis points, by 0.25, right? So that's 25 basis points. We're down to 4% interest rate, 4 to 4.25% interest rate. But remember, this is not mortgage rates. That is the rate of which banks can borrow from the Federal Reserve, right? I made a separate video podcast episode talking exactly, what goes into actually affecting the mortgage rates. Take a look into that video if you want to know more in depth. I'll probably link it somewhere here in this episode and on the YouTube as well. But 25 basis point cuts, mortgage rates currently are sitting at 6.2%. From 6.5% before the rate cut, we dropped 0.3%. And at the beginning of the year, we were at nearly 7.1, 7.2% rates. So we've gone down nearly 1 full point in interest rates, which is fucking crazy. Excuse my language, but it's crazy, right? Sorry, I had a little hiccup during the recording. That's why I'm kind of re-recording this. I lost half the footage, which was annoying. But here's what it means if you're a buyer. If you're a buyer, things are about to get stupidly competitive, right? For the most part, a lot of buyers kind of focus on pricing, affordability, which makes sense because we're in Los Angeles, California, things are very expensive. But what buyers don't realize is competition and inventory mean a lot when it comes to actually finding the right home, right? We get so blindsided by price that we forget that there isn't an infinite amount of houses out there. And more importantly, there isn't an infinite amount of houses that are the right one for you. When we see rates drop like this, my lenders, again, see 30% more pre-approval requests come in. Inventory gets tight. Finding the right home becomes your number one issue. It's never been an issue up until now because price was kind of so high. But if a lot of buyers get in the market, you won't understand just how tight the inventory is going to get. Finding the right home for you and your family that matches the beds, the bath, the square footage, the turnkey, everything is very, very hard. It's nothing your agent can do about it. It's nothing the market can do about it. It's just a decision you have to come to terms with. So already knowing that competition is rising, there is going to be a lot of buyers coming in. You should at least start to look at homes, right? Because if you find the right home now, you can get in at this new low rate and refinance when the rates come down to 5%, 4.9%. But being so caught up on the interest rate and not paying attention to competition and inventory is what's going to hurt you in the long term. For my sellers, specifically my condos and townhouse sellers, you've had a lot of hard time selling throughout this year. Condos and townhouses have had the hardest time selling in 2025. So the good news is that with this mortgage rate cut, with all these new buyers coming into the market and a lot more first-time home buyers being more comfortable with the pricing of everything, condos and townhouses are going to see a spike in demand. I suspect that condos used to have to sell for below market value here in 2025. I think now you should be okay to sell at or around market value, which is crazy to say because this year has just been brutal on condos and townhouses. And I'm talking specifically about Alhambra, Pasadena, Arcadia. These places that have a lot of condos and townhouses but haven't been selling should be seeing a spike in demand. For the most part, cities like Rosemead, Monterey Park, and Temple City have slowed down pretty significantly. But again, overall, I see every market increasing because of this rate cut, right? So as a seller, and if you're gonna buy after you sell especially, I recommend you go ahead and just pull the trigger. I'm really urging urgency because that's really the only move here. Rates are gonna continue to fall down, and as they fall down, demand is gonna go up, price is going to go up, inventory is gonna be short. So if you're going to sell and then buy, it doesn't matter to you what the market does in price. What matters is how much inventory there is out there. So for my sellers who are buying, make the move now, especially if you're in a condo at a townhouse. If you've tried selling, it didn't work out, try again. It's going to be different now that the rates are lower, and you might as well make it happen while you still can. To sum it up for my buyers and sellers, pull the trigger, right? Inventory is going down. This is the biggest unseen fact that a lot of people are overlooking, especially in the San Gabriel Valley, because I think you already know how competitive it can get. It doesn't matter any type of city, whether it's a slow city, a bad city, whatever. In the San Gabriel Valley, it's always competitive. And with these new rate cuts, it's going to be ultra competitive, and you don't want to see yourself in that type of market.